Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਜਾਕੋ ਹਰ ਰੰਗ ਲਾਗੋ ਇਸ ਜੁਗ ਮੈਂ, ਸੋ ਕਹੀਅਤ ਹੈ ਸੂਰਾ, ਆਤਮ ਜਣੈ ਸਗਲ ਵਸ ਤਾਕੈ, ਜਾ ਕਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪੂਰਾ। ਠਾਕੁਰ ਗਾਈਐ ਆਤਮ ਰੰਗ, ਸ਼ਰਣੀ ਪਾਵਨ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਵਨ, ਸਹਿਜ ਸਮਾਵਨ ਸੰਗ। ਠਾਕੁਰ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, Maharaj has used the word Thakur lot of times in the Gurbani for Vaheguru, for Satguru Ji, for Vaheguru Ji. Who is Thakur in the worldly sense? Thakur is a boss, a Malik, a master, right? Maharaj says, my boss, my master is only one Vaheguru. I have to sing only the praises of my Thakur, my boss, my master. I am his slave. And he also says only those can sing his praises who will have the color of love of Naam. Jako har rang lago is jug mein, so kahiyat hai sura. And Maharaj calls them warriors. Why warriors, Guru Pyareo? Because it is not easy to sing praises of Vaheguru. Because when you sing the praises of Vaheguru, we have to surrender. We have to surrender our ego. And we have to do whatever our Guru, Satguru, Thakur is telling us to do. Our Master is telling us to do. A person has to be a warrior. Because it has only one thing in their mind, and that thing is to meet that Vaheguru which is inside them. And it is very difficult. Maharaj with Vaheguruji's Kripa, at the end of Ang 399, Maharaj tells us, Asa Mahalla Panjwa, Jaka Thakur Tuhi Prabh, Take Vadpaga. When we consider Vaheguru as our Thakur, not the physical being, Maharaj says that being is the fortunate being of this universe. Because when we make somebody physical our Thakur, as we were discussing last week, they are going to perish. The physical beings are going to perish. No matter who the person is, how much wealth they have, how much power they are going to perish. So that's why Maharaj is telling us again and again, make only Vaheguru, that na roop na rang na rekh kich Trigun te prabh pin, that formless Nirankar Vaheguru as our Thakur, who has no shape, no form, no color. Jaka Thakur tu hi Prabh, and the ones who will make him as their master, they are the real fortunate ones. Because in the spiritual path, in the Atam Gyan is the wisdom of your soul. The wisdom of your soul, we don't consider ourselves physical. Even while staying in this physical body, we are more quantum beings. What are quantum beings? Just like we talked last week also, which is more subtle, less physical, more non-physical. Because ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਬਿਨਸ ਜਾਣਾ. If our body is not going to be there, then how can our Thakur, how can our master be a physical being? That's why Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, we were celebrating Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi. They proved it. The last rites, the funeral was not done because they said we are not the physical beings. Don't connect with our physical posture. Connect with the subtle light, that divine light which is in all of us. So Satguru Nanak, that Thakur, is staying within all of us all the time. It's just a matter of connecting with him. How to connect? O Suhela Sad Sukhi Sab Prama Pao Paga. And then when we will become fortunate, then what will happen? When we will become fortunate, when we will connect with our master, our fear will go away. Pram, doubt. Pram as in the doubt, pau as in fear. Both doubt and fear will go away. Nirpo japa sagal po mita. Till the time we don't make sure our doubts and fear goes away, we cannot be happy. We cannot be in peace. Sukhi, whenever you read the word Sukh and Sukhi in Gurbani, it is about peace. Shanti. O Suhela Sad Sukhi. They are always happy and in peace. Because what is the problem with the peace? I mean, what is the problem that we cannot be in peace? Because of our doubts, because of our fear. When the doubts and fears will go away, they will dispel, then we will be automatically start becoming peace. We'll become peaceful, we'll become happy. And this is what the journey is. And Maharaj says to achieve that, we have to become a slave, a servant of Gobind. हम चाकर गोविंद के ठाकुर मेरा पारा. Para is the greatest, greatest of all. If you want to become a slave, if you have decided that you're going to become servant of somebody, why don't you become a servant of that Nirankar Vaheguru, that formless Vaheguru, who has no shape, no color, no form? Because you are also no shape, no color, no form. But because of this Tragun Maya, we are unable to get rid of our shape, color, or form. Because till the time we think that I am this body, I am everything, I have these kids, I have these parents, I have this spouse, I have a pet, whatever it is, we cannot become without shape, without color, without form. No shape, no color, no form. Meaning will have more of a physical thought process, as in our mind will think that we are physical beings. मन सोचेगा ए अस्थूल है, सूक्ष्म नहीं. That's why Maharaj tells us, मन तू ज्योत स्वरूप है अपना मूल पहचान. That you are not physical being, you are a divine light. करन करावन सगल बिद सो सतगुरु हमारा. Definition of Sadguru, Rahao. In the Rahaos, Tuk Maharaj is giving us the definition of Sadguru. Who is Sadguru? Who is Thakur? Who is Prabh? Who is Gobind? Yes, different words, but who is it? Karan Karavan Sagal Vid. Vid is a technique. That entity who has a technique to do everything, not just in this world, not in just this universe, everywhere. Karan Karavan Sagal Vid. He is the creator. He is the one who is the cause of causes. That's where the Naam comes. That's where the Shabad come. Through his Shabad, through his sound, he creates the world. And whenever he decides, he can destroy. Utpat parlo Shabde hove. But that Shabad is also Sukham, is also subtle, is not physical. It is divine sound, divine light. Karan Karavan Sagal Vid So Satguru Hamara. That is, I am going to become a slave of that Satguru, that Gobind. Not a physical being. Rahao. दूजा नाही और को ताका पो करिए. If there is nobody else other than him, he is the Karan Karavan Sagal Vid, then why should I fear of anybody? मैं डरा क्यों किसे तो? Why should I feel afraid, feel scared of anything or anybody? दूजा तो कोई है ही नहीं. Right? If somebody comes and do something to us or to our family, to our friends, to our relatives, why should we worry? Why should we be fearful? Why should we be scared? We should not. Because they are not more powerful than our Gobind, than our Satguru. That Satguru which is within us in the form of divine light, divine sound. वो तो साढ़े अंदर है. So that's called self-realization. That's what the realization we need. It needs to happen within ourselves. When that realization will happen, then we will not fear of anybody. दूजा नाही और को ताका पौ करिए, गुर सेवा महल पाइए, जग दुत्तर चरी तरिए। They also remember, if you are not physical, if you are a quantum being, if you are divine light, divine sound, Mantu Jyot Swarup, if you are the mind, which is also Sukham, then this is not your house also. That physical house where you are living in. Sometimes we get scared when we go to a different place physically, when we go to a different place, maybe in a hotel, maybe in Airbnb, wherever we are, we get scared sometimes. Meaning there is not scared exactly, there is a doubt. Then we realize, oh, I am here only for 3-4 days in the hotel room. This is not permanent place. But Guru Pyaro, nothing is permanent. Even the house which we are talking about is not permanent. The only house which is permanent can be experienced when our mind will go in sukh, in peace, eternal peace, when we will disconnect from the physical body. Gur seva महल पाइए, jag duttar tariye. And that can be only done to recognize that thirkar, that nijkar, nijkar mahal pavo sukh sehje bor na hoego fera. That mahal can only be found which is above this Tragun Maya, above these 9 doors, through the seva. First, seva through the Akri Naam, Va, Ngri, Va, Ngri. Then, seva by listening to the Sukham Naam, to the subtle Naam, to that Shabad, to that divine sound. Then, the seva by seeing the divine light. And who is seeing, who is listening? Not these physical eyes, not these physical ears, the eyes of the mind, the eyes or the ears of this mind, the eyes of this mind. सब कुछ मन ने करना है, मन ने दर्शन करने हैं. Mind has to do the darshan. गुर सेवा महल पाइयै, जग दुत्तर तरियै. कहते then we can cross this ocean, this fearful ocean. जग दुत्तर तरियै, तर जाएंगे. We can cross. Otherwise not. If we will keep on thinking, oh, my parents, my friends, my relatives, my house, physical house, this, that, then we will not cross. Then we'll come back here again and again. And there is no guarantee we will come back as a human being. But Maharaj says, the kirpa has happened. Drisht teri sukh paiye, man mahe nidana. Nidan is the treasure. Again, one treasure of this world, khajana, duniya da khajana, treasure box, and we all are mad about it. I should have so much gold, silver, bitcoins, whatnot. But then there is a naam da khajana. Even if you tell people, I met with the Gurmukh, as a respect we say Gurmukhs, right? But doesn't mean they are Gurmukh. Where I met this Gurmukh, and this Gurmukh was, I don't believe in anybody which is not scientific. I gave him an instance of 2006 when the discovery started happening, physical discovery. They knew it, the theory was already there about the quantum mechanics, about the multi-universe, but they actually had a physical, or they had a so-called evidence of that multiverse. I was like, GuruNanak Dev Ji Maharaj, 500 years back, 600 years back, said this, Patala Patal Lak Akas Akas, Odak Odak Pal Take Ved Kanikvat. ਸਹਿ ਸਠਾਰਨ ਕਹਿਨ ਕਦੇ ਬਾਸਲੂ ਇਕ ਤਾਦ ਲੇਖਾ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ ਲਿਖੇ ਲੇਖੇ ਹੋਏ ਵਿਨਾਸ਼ ਨਾਨਕ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੀਏ ਆਪੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਆਪ। We can only put the count on how many universes are there, किन्ने ब्रह्मांड ने, only if we can, nobody can. There's so many brahmand. And that God, that Satguru, that Vaiguru is Vaiguru for all those Brahmands. Not that every Brahmand has a different God. He's the one. And I said, Guru Nanak Dev Ji mentioned that 550 years or 600, whatever you want to say, years back, and the science had an evidence only in 2006. So, meaning 2000 before that, you didn't believe in that. Now you believe in it because science said. And he had no answers. Nobody will have an answer. Nobody will have an answer. But people are so teeth, so arrogant, they will say, yeah, I still only believe in science. I'm not saying don't believe in science, but remember, science is evolving. They now have started talking about the quantum. First, they thought only physical. They didn't knew about the quantum stuff, the non-physical stuff. In theory, they had, but they didn't had an evidence. But now there are quantum computers being built and everything, and they don't even know where the calculations are happening in the computing. When the computing is happening, they don't even know how fast that thing is happening, because it is not just happening in the physical GPUs or CPUs. That's a separate topic. But the high level we have to understand is that we are not physical beings. ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਅਸਥੂਲ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੂਖਮ ਸੂਖਮ ਮੂਰਤ ਨਾਮ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਕਾਇਆ ਕਾ ਆਕਾਰ ਦ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਈਏ ਮਨ ਮਾਹੇ ਨਿਦਾਨਾ. And that can be only understand when we will do Guru Di Seva, and then with his blessed vision, he will shower his mercy, his grace. Without his grace, without his mercy, ਉਹਦੇ ਮੇਰ ਸਦਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਣਾ. And that is the Naam. When we will receive his Naam, ਦਿਸਤ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਈਏ man mahe nidana, then mind will become that divine light, where mind will receive the Naam. And till the time mind will not receive the Naam, mind will think it is physical. And it will keep on coming in this world again and again, because it has not recognized that treasure of Naam, that Nidan. And when the Naam is received, their mind is filled with that treasure, the Naam, the wealth of Naam. That means mind is in Sukh. And this is something which we all can experience. And a lot of us are experiencing that also. जाको तुम कृपाल पे सेवक से परवाना. Again, kirpa, mercy, grace. That's the only way. Mehr, karam. With his karam, Allah's karam, Vaiguru's karam, kirpa, mehr. When we will become a Sikh. Sikh is not just the physical being. Sikh is a sevak who is continuously doing the seva of his Thakur. Is becoming a slave, who has become a das. Who? The mind. The mind has. Jako tum kirpal paye sevak se parwana. When parwan means when we are approved in his court. When the filth goes away, when the mind is in peace, the thoughts goes away, when we are released from the clutches of this maya, of this illusion, of this matrix, then the kirpa happens. Jako tum kirpal paye sevak se parwana. Then that sevak, that Sikh is parwan, is approved in the court of Vaiguru. And when the approval happens, Guru Pyareo, Maharaj says, जिन्नी नाम ते आया गए मशक्कत काल नानक ते मुख उजले केती छुट्टी नाल. The mukh is ujjal. Mukh as in the mind is glowing, literally glowing. But it requires mashakkat kaal, lot of hard labor, lot of mehnat. And Maharaj says that will be approved mind in the court of Vaheguru. And other nishani Maharaj is giving us in the next line, the other sign. Amrit ras har kirtano ko virla piva. O beings, that Amrit ras, that Naam Amrit, that Khajana, Nonid Amrit Prabh ka naam Dehi mein iska Bishram, which is in there. We have not received it. It is there, but we have not. It's so amazing. Sometimes you are finding a key for something which is valuable, or maybe let's say your car. You're finding and finding everywhere, you don't find it. And without that key, without that chabi, you cannot drive the car or open a treasure box. And it is within your house, but you are not still able to find. But then your wife knows it or your husband knows it. And when they tells you, you find it immediately. Same is the Gurbani Guru. Gurbani Guru tells us, our Guru tells us, where is that Amrit Naam? How can we find that Amrit Naam? And when we receive that Amrit Ras Har Kirtano, we have to sing the praises. Vah, Guru, Vah, Guru, Vah, Guru. Amrit Ras Har Kirtano ko virla pive. Only the rare ones will drink that Amrit. Only rare ones. Many can drink the Amrit outside, but the rare ones can drink the Amrit which is inside. Only rare ones. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਲੱਭਣ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੀਣਾ. ਅੰਤਰ ਕੂਟਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਭਰਿਆ ਸ਼ਬ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਕੂਟਾ. ਕੂਟਾ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ? ਇਟਸ ਅ ਵੈਲ. ਸ਼ਬਦੇ ਕਾਢ ਪੀਏ ਪਨਿਹਾਰੀ. Through the Shabad we can, if you have seen the well, in the old days, the ladies, they used to put a bucket inside the well through the rope, and the bucket used to go inside the well, and then they used to pull that bucket which was filled with the water from the well, and they used to drink that water. Maharaj says, Antar Kuta Amrit Parya. The same thing, there is a well inside you. And just like you put a bucket for the physical well with the rope, you have to use your swas, you have to use your breath, and make sure you use the Shabad with every breath, and you can take that Amrit out and drink it. So we have to remember Vaheguru with every breath. Amrit ras har kirtano ko virla pive. Only rare ones will do that. And the ones who will do that, Vajo Nanak mila ek naam, Rid jap jap jiva. Then that naam is received, Guru Pyareo. How? When we jap, when we chant with our hirda, with our heartbeat. With every heartbeat, we remember Vaheguru, Rom Rom Simran. First Swaswa Simran, and then Antargat, Rom Rom Simran. And then when we will do that with Vaheguru Ji's Kirpa, we will receive that Amrit Naam. And then that is the time we can say, We have become the slave of our Satguruji, not before that. Now we have to self introspect. Are we using the Shabad, the Gur Shabad, as in the Vaheguru? Are we jumping enough? Are we chanting enough so that we can drink that Nanad Amrit which is inside us? And Maharaj says we can all do that. Now it's up to us. Are we doing it? Are we doing enough mehnat, hard work to drink that Amrit or not? ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਐਨੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਵਾਂਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟਵਾਈਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਥਰਾਈਸ ਆਓ ਜੀ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ ਟਮੀ ਇਨ ਲਿਸਨ ਟੂ ਯੋਰ ਵੌਇਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਟਮੀ ਆਊਟ ਲਿਸਨ ਟੂ ਯੋਰ ਵੌਇਸ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਗੁਰਮੁਖੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
Guru, 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 Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,